Hello, welcome back to the DeFrisco's Butcher and Mortuary podcast. You stab them, we slab them. I am Milo DeFrisco.
I'm Josue Mendoza.
Yeah.
And right here we've got our guest, our first ever guest.
Jade Kaiser!
Woo!
What do you do for a living?
I am doing, but I'm gonna start tutoring soon.
Pretty fucking lame.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Hey, it was a joke. This is a comedy show.
Is it?
We do jokes.
I don't see this in the script. Alright, whatever.
Don't say that out loud. We don't have a script yet. This is 100% off the top of our heads.
All natural.
Nope. What does that word say?
You reviewed the script, right, Jade?
Yeah.
That was a lie.
Yeah.
We don't have a script. Alright.
Trick question.
We don't want lies in it. Alright,
We should actually script a podcast for one day.
You should.
You know what? I had a funny thought this morning. Because we're going to move out of this house eventually, right? So obviously we're going to do the physical moving out before we have to. So that means that we'll still be able to come in the building legally for a while after we've emptied everything out.
Yeah.
Right?
The way you're saying this is like it's so alien. It's not.
No, it's just
What
like
are you
occurs
gonna
to
do
me.
in the empty house?
That's what I was thinking, right? We leave the desk, we leave two of my desks in, right? We leave my computer and recording setup, and then nothing else in the house.
Okay.
And then me and you dress up in suits as we invite someone as a guest to the podcast, and then bring them to the house that's super empty, and we're both wearing shades, and we get like nice chairs, and bring them into my empty room.
We buy like the sound stuff you put on the wall, you know?
Yeah.
Foam. You just put that
the spiky foam
surround it all over.
Yeah. Like even the ground, like on top of the carpet.
And we walk up to the door, like, shh, and we open in, and they just walk in, and it's like all gray.
No,
stuff.
I want to tell them to come in, like the door will be unlocked, and it'll be ajar, and then just all the lights will be off in the house except for the one in my room, and it'll be open. The door will be open, so they just come in, and we're sitting there with our shades on, just staring at them, and then they sit down in the chair, and then we don't say anything for a bit, and one of us goes like, a couple times. And then we both hit play at the same time, and just start like interrogating for like the
Get
first 5 minutes.
one of those lamps that you can like move to be in your face.
Yeah, just
That's
for like
good.
the first 5 minutes of the podcast.
That's good.
It's just
That's a good idea.
I really want to do that.
That's a good idea.
Because it'll be a while, so people will probably forget.
Yeah.
And there's tons of people that are still gonna come on the show that haven't watched any of the, they're not good friends. They haven't watched any
They're
of the
not
podcasts.
fans of
I'm
the
gonna-
podcast.
I'm gonna put a cough counter.
Oh, you should.
I'm gonna put
That's
a
gonna
cough
be a lot
counter.
of work though.
That's I already have a
I
lot.
saw your work on the episode that came out with
Is he?
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was really funny. I like
Did you see that
I
one?
really
No, I
like.
haven't.
All right, it's I do a Kermit voice in it, and I talk about a Snapchat that I did. Do you remember the one I was talking about flat earthers in it? I was like, there was a flat earther argument, and they're like, yeah, dude, the Earth is flat. You can prove it. And he went on for a while, and then I paused the video as I'm recording the Snapchat, and I'm like, bullshit. I was just like in a Kermit voice, and Josue he's the editor, and so he put a bunch of like Kermit images. What did you do? What did
The first one.
He just spat out his cough drop
No, it was,
to the
did
rack.
you notice?
I got a
Set it
blizzle
down.
It's been here. I grabbed it. I put it in my mouth, suckled on it a little bit, and spit it back out. Now it's back here.
Why?
You gotta
Save it for
savor
later.
it. You gotta savor it, moment. Little by little.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the Kermits. One was a Kermit costume from Club Penguin. The other one was a Minecraft skin.
Yeah, Minecraft.
And then the
Kermit
third one
skin.
was just a regular
It's Kermit. And then later in the episode, we make a joke where we scream the word Minecraft. We were like, Minecraft! And so he just took a bunch of like Minecraft skins and like spun them on the screen.
Yeah, one was like that generic like Minecraft thing where they're like all like walking forward, and then the other one was just the skin of Herobrine.
He's coming, man.
That took. I don't know which one of those animations that I did, little animations things I did, took so long because I had to go like frame by frame and like put in like a little keyframe and then move it somewhere.
I think it was the Tyrannosaurus with the Koopa wings.
No, that was really easy.
Really?
That was super easy.
All right. I told him that at the beginning of the episode. I'm like, put a T-Rex with the wings those Koopa Troopas have.
Yeah. You know, I actually had to go and I had to like crop out the wings off of a stupid Koopa Troopa.
Put him on a T-Rex.
And then put it on a paratrooper. That's what they're called. Or a paragoomba. No, it was from a paragoomba. I had to take it off a paragoomba.
Why a paragoomba? They're the lesser beings.
Compared
to paragoomba.
It's the same kind of wings.
It's not the same. But
anyways,
in other news, I'm almost not sick.
Wow.
Same.
Yeah, right? I was bedridden because I got back from Chicago yesterday, and I was bedridden in Chicago, and like really, really bad. And yesterday I was feeling great, and now I'm still feeling kind of great, but I was coughing then, and I'm coughing now, and then soon I'll be wheezing.
Hey guys.
Yeah, once you evolve.
You guys pause the video and then in the comments put what do you think the cough counter is going to be at the end of this episode. First person to get it right. Person who gets it right will get a
free jelly bean.
One jelly bean.
Free jelly bean.
Yeah.
If in the event of two winners, half a jelly bean.
No, they'll each get their own jelly bean.
Whoa.
That's hot.
You're going to invest in 2 jelly beans?
Dude, that's the market.
I'm a shareholder in jelly beans.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter.
Alright.
I can take $1 and get 20 jelly beans. Jesus.
Remember when Westgate used to have that giant jelly bean thing?
No.
What
are you talking about?
Westgate Mall. So you know how inside is it even still there? The regular candy one?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it still there?
The coin dispenser?
The coin. Yeah, that one. There used to be one specifically for jelly beans.
I have one of those at home.
What are you talking about?
Okay, you
the
know.
little coins, like you put in a quarter, twist the thing.
Well, I know what they are.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was some.
In Westgate, there used to be one specifically for jelly.
Oh, I do remember. It's by the kids'
one.
playground.
I don't think it's there anymore.
The current one is by the kids' playground.
Yeah, the regular one with all the different candies. There was one just for jelly beans.
Was it like different flavors of jelly? That is awesome.
I think
Why would they ever take that
I think
out?
there was one that was just a mix, and then there was just a bunch that just had like one specific flavor.
It's like going to Jelly Belly, but in a mall.
Exactly, and there would just be just a little bag you could grab, and I remember because I used to love jelly beans. I don't like them that much anymore.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I just grab a bag and just put like just a couple of coins, just grab a bunch.
Remember that?
Great.
Awesome.
It was
Remember
great.
that like month when I had like Bean Boozled every week?
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
It was fun.
Why?
Because
It was horrible.
he just
Have
had
you had the vomit one?
Yes.
he just had a bunch. I remember one time
The skunk one's the worst.
we
I've
slept.
never had the skunk one.
It's horrible.
Milo and I slept over, and we just had like a bowl of the Bean Boozled ones, and we were just going back and forth, just eating them, just because there was nothing better to do.
Yeah.
We were just really bored.
We'd already burned down the neighbor's house. There was nothing fun to do.
I did it once with my brother.
Burned down the neighbor's house.
Yeah. No, the Bean Boozled. And I got vomit twice, and then I decided I wasn't doing it anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't risk it with the skunk because I believe the alternative for skunk is black licorice, which I also
it's disgusting.
hate. I do not like it.
I don't like either,
So
but
I
I did
didn't-
it anyway because I'm kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to see what it tasted like. Ants are horrible. Someone
No
brought Bean
surprise there.
Boozled into my gov class and tried to get my
Really?
teacher to do it.
Really? What? Who's your teacher?
He's a man.
Okay.
Yeah, because we just don't want to get too affiliated with the school.
Anyways,
And he didn't, but I did.
did you throw up?
No, but
That would've been really
I got
funny.
dirty sock. So, it wasn't very fun. Man,
Men.
trying to make a statement.
Yeah. My statement was men.
Heard you loud and clear, bud.
All right.
Wait, what was it again?
Men.
Oh, that's what you said? Whoa.
What did you think I said?
I thought you said moon.
Moon.
I thought you said moon. We're all tired right now.
We
Jesus.
are.
It's pretty bad. You got off work.
I'm good.
Shut up.
Man.
Today at work, I found like a pair of glasses, like prop glasses.
Okay.
But they're like the granny ones, you know?
Oh,
very,
like the big
very,
round.
No. Like the other kind. Like the ones that are very small.
Oh.
Little square, like reading
like
glasses.
Like the reading,
glasses.
like Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Granny glasses.
Red Riding Hood.
I don't know what it,
That description.
I'm just agreeing.
Because the granny in that story always had really small
Okay.
eyes.
Listen, I knew what he... My grandma, what big
I
eyes
feel like
you
I
have.
need something on my eyes right now.
My grandma,
Put it
what
on
small
shade.
glasses you have.
All the better for you with my dear.
Anyways, I found a pair of those and I put them on. And I just had them on for like a huge part of the day. And like at one point, not at one point, like immediately after I was wearing them, like my mind was like, yes, these are real glasses. So I kept like adjusting them and stuff, just being like, I kept on cleaning them and I was like, oh God. So I was just helping people out like this. Like I would take them off and like clean them and then put them back on. And, like to read something.
Isn't that like a style?
It's really funny.
Like I think some people purposely wear small glasses as like a style.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Probably,
That's
yeah.
funny.
They were really annoying. They left a mark on the nose, like, for a bit. But yeah. That's my story.
Yeah, that's a good story. It's a
Yeah.
good story.
Great story.
Man. Chicago.
Yeah, talk about Chicago.
All right. So I went to no one knows, but not a lot of people know that I grew up in Chicago. I was not.
What?
Yeah. Whoa! Radical. I was born in California. Apparently, I don't remember my birth. It must have
most
been very, very tragic.
You don't
Most
what?
people do.
You fucking weirdo.
I'm sorry. My mother and father are so not proud of me.
I thought you were gonna say my mother and father sold me.
do you remember? Do you ever watch Phineas and Ferb?
Yeah.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz like, it all started when at my birth, neither of my parents showed up for my delivery. It's really funny.
He had a really messed up childhood.
Yeah, he had to be a garden gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so annoying. But no, I was born in California and then I moved to Chicago, and that's when I remember being like alive. Like, I'm dead now.
Okay.
From then on, I remember. Right, I can't remember past that. So Chicago's basically home to me. Right.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily love it, but it's home to me. And so during the winter break, because this is in the future, during the winter break, I went to visit Chicago for the first time in 5 years since I had been there. You know,
Since
living.
you have lived there.
Yeah. I'll tell you a couple things. It was still just as cold. It was so cold. It was like really horrible. Like it was negatives for most of the time,
Yeah.
and then the warm times were when it was 5 and 7 degrees.
Yeah.
So you know,
No.
Yeah.
blistering hot
Uh-huh.
for Chicago. And so we had a bunch of plans. You know, we were gonna go and see the new Star Wars movie, which I'm sure at this point I've seen when this comes out. I always feel weird trying to do that when I try and be like, oh yeah, when this comes out, this will have happened, or like.
But what if it
Trying to do
hasn't?
Oh my god, there's creepy music right now because I'm forcing Josue to edit more. Oh
It's
my
like the
god.
X-Files music.
Whoa!
You can't use that as
Illuminati.
copyright.
Never mind.
Okay.
That is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, yeah. it would
But
be.
anyway. So we were gonna go see that.
Put it on
That didn't happen.
version.
We were gonna go see a lot more of like my childhood places,
Yeah.
which I did go out and see, But we were like,
What
we
did you
walked
see?
there, stopped for like a couple seconds, and then we were like, we need to keep moving to maintain body heat. So we kept moving. So I got like 3 pictures of the play structure that I kept telling you about as a kid.
Oh, is that the one that was like
Dorothy's
really complex?
Playground. Yeah. But I didn't get any really close-up ones, so I couldn't show the intricacies and like, I didn't even get to step on the structure because we just had to keep zoom past. And then we went to do the one major thing that I really wanted to do, which was to get deep dish pizza from Chicago.
Because you have to.
Praised. And then my mom is very, very food specific. So she's like, I can't have this, and you can't either for most of the part. And I'm like, okay. And then when I grew up, I was like, I kind of want to have half of that. And she's like, okay. But when we went, she wanted to get it gluten-free.
Yeah.
But they don't do gluten-free deep dish.
Okay.
They do medium and, regular size and small size pizzas gluten-free. But they don't do deep dish. So we got there, and they didn't sell it. And then my mom looked at me, and I could see in her eyes without even being like I can get that, and we can then go somewhere else. No, I saw in her eyes, she's like, we're not eating here.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, okay. So we went next door and got pho at this place that spelled it incorrectly.
How did they spell it? F-O-E?
No, it was with it was with an F, which is so weird. Cause I feel like I feel like they sort of gave up.
Was it just F-O or like did they do F-U?
It was F like something, but it was like phonetically.
Okay.
It was somewhat phonetical.
I mean, I guess.
And I'm just like, I guess they sort of
right?
gave up on people mispronouncing it, and just it was like, oh, can I get some pho? Or
It's like no, you can get
PO?
some.
Can I get some PO, please? Can I get a nice serving of PO? Hold all spicy things, please. But I guess they gave up and they just like write it with an F, please, God.
Oh,
So that I looked at that and I'm like, oh, but other places in the restaurant it was spelled correctly.
But was it like the name of the restaurant spelled differently?
Yeah.
Maybe that's just the name of the owner.
I think it was spelled F-U-H.
I mean.
Pho.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's pretty phonetic. What were you laughing at? You started giggling.
Piho without holding all the spices, just boiling water. That's all I can think of. It's really funny.
Yeah, it's like, you want water. Yeah, but hot. Can you give me some of those noodles? Make sure there's nothing spicy in the noodles. So you want spaghetti in hot water. Yes, could you give me that? And then, so we went by Oz Park, which is the park I told you about. Yeah. Then I had completely forgotten about this, and my sister brought it up. She's like, I want to see the horses. And I'm like, what? There are no horses in Chicago. Are you kidding me? It's so cold.
We killed them all off.
We killed them for glue. Yeah. But
for glue.
Why for
you not know about horse glue?
No.
They used to take the hooves off horses and make glue out of it. It was horrible.
What?
Yeah, that's why horse glue. That's a real thing.
That's awful.
No one does it anymore.
Well,
I
good.
hope. I haven't looked into it. PETA's has, I'm sure.
Then what's
Don't Google. It's like,
then
oh yeah, there's a horse glue manufacturer down the street.
then what's in Gorilla Glue?
If horse glue's the hooves, like what's gorilla glue? Like what part of the gorilla is that gonna be?
Do they have like?
That sounds like it could be more humane though. Like I was waiting for the teeth to fall out.
Yeah.
There's a brand of glue called horse glue.
That's wrong.
It
should not be.
Yeah, no. But I was like, what horses? What are you talking about? The only horse I remember is like horse carriage rides, and they were like seasonal. When it wasn't blisteringly cold in winter.
Yeah.
Which was summer, basically. But, and then I was like, oh, there were these horse statues made out of, like, scraps from cars.
Oh.
And it was in this awesome place. It was next to a Buddhist temple. And it was, like, really, like, I only knew it was a Buddhist temple because they didn't have anything crazy. And I'm like, oh, they're Buddhist.
Yeah.
There was a Buddhist temple because every 5 minutes a guy would walk out and get out Buddha.
Just walk down the 12 steps.
Yeah.
And then go, Buddha! And then walk back in.
When you went
And I'd be like, Buddha's temple? And then Mom's like,
His-
Buddhist.
His temple is a Buddha himself's temple. And you walk in and Buddha's just in there.
He's like,
He's
oh. Would you like to gain enlightenment?
Yeah.
$5.99.
Complimentary bag of nuts. I don't know what voice I'm doing. I think it's just
You
not
keep just
like...
switching it up. You keep switching it up. I have no idea what you're doing.
What up? Anyway, we went there.
Yeah.
And we got a couple pictures with those horses.
horses.
I remember getting on them when I was a kid, which was dangerous because I was much smaller.
There's no sign saying like don't climb on the statue.
No.
Cool. Then it's a jungle gym.
Yeah, exactly. And then we like sped walked to a bus and rode all the way home. That was, and then I was bedridden for a couple of days. So
Good
you know,
stuff.
yeah, it's your dream vacation.
Yeah.
Being
God.
sick out of your
the
mind.
entire time.
Jeez.
Yeah, without your phone, because where the couch was, which is where I was sleeping, because I didn't have a bed.
Yeah.
There was no charging port near me,
Oh no.
and I was bedridden,
Yeah.
and I had a headache, so I couldn't use my phone if I wanted to, and I was like kind of dull, so I wasn't thinking right. So every night that I went to sleep, because I was sort of sick from the time I got there, every night when I went to sleep, I just didn't charge my phone. So it was at like 12% on the last day, and I'm like, huh. And they're just like, hey, we're gonna go soon. Like, leave back home. Everything good? Alright, make sure to send us a message when you get on the plane. I can't, my phone will die. What? Then my brother handed me a portable charger, and I, stole it. No, I used it until we had to take the train and stuff. But, yeah. Chicago trip, not exactly as we planned. But you know what? It was better than hanging out with you.
I like that. I like how you ended that. That was really good.
I would have much rather to hang out with you all week.
Say that one for later.
Okay.
Write that one down.
Yeah.
There's a sticker from a cutie on my sleeve.
That's because you're a cutie.
Oh!
Sorry, it was too easy.
You hear that? That's a sticker alarm.
Da-da-da-da-da! Sticker! Woo! Yeah!
Yeah.
Love stickers here.
Whew.
You know who else we love? Our wonderful sponsors,
Go ahead.
Dick Suckers Anonymous. Dick Suckers Anonymous is a wonderful non-profit group. I don't know if I've mentioned non-profit before. Non-profit group where people can just come.
That's what's important.
It is. People can come and hang out with people, that share interests with them, that being dick sucking, and just be in a healthy, safe environment with other people just expressing themselves freely. So thank you again to Dick Suckers Anonymous. In that the episode that we were talking about earlier with Izzy, we mentioned the other DSA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with Jade prior to
this.
recording, and she was talking about that. She was like, yeah, I told my family that you were going to start a podcast, and then when you had the Twitter set up, I looked on it and it said DSA, and we're like, oh, you have sponsors, it's cool. So we looked up DSA with their family.
Yeah, we were like, oh, must be a political podcast.
Nope.
Watched a few episodes and then realized DSA does not stand for what I thought it stood for.
No.
And
Democratic Socialists of America. I'm still waiting on that email.
Come on, man.
Hit us up, man. Hit us up.
I'm not a fan.
Wait.
Not a fan. I'm saying it.
We're all
This
socialists.
wasn't a political podcast. Now it is a political podcast.
oh,
Don't like them
Let's
people.
Let's talk current politics.
All right.
fuck Trump.
A recent
This is a bad idea.
voting polls came in
Yes.
that 80% of the population say that Josue is a poopy head.
Whoa.
It was startling. I
And
know.
yet, I was voted into office.
That just shows the discrepancy in America.
No, it just shows that I cheated my way into the system. I'm gonna cut that part out. I gotta cut that part out. I can't let anybody know that.
Well, it doesn't matter, but I have secret microphones.
Oh yeah, the secret microphones that I ate.
No. You mean the secret microphones that I specifically got to go through organic matter?
You mean the microphones that can go through organic matter that I ate again?
No!
They can't go through twice.
It doesn't work that way.
I couldn't think of anything. I really couldn't.
Because if you said like smashed, then it wouldn't make sense why you had to eat it then.
Yeah.
But yeah. In other news, my dad went and he traveled. Well, the rest of us traveled in Chicago. He went to London to visit.
Yeah.
Why are you? What?
Good.
What's so
London's
funny
a
about
city,
London?
dude. Is that what you were thinking about? I hope that's what you were thinking about.
No, but now I am.
He went and he brought me back Scouse English, which is a little pamphlet with the Beatles. That's not the Beatles. I
What are you
thought
talking about?
I just looked at them and I'm like, that's not the Beatles.
They could totally be the Beatles.
Yeah, no, they could.
They're not.
They. What are you talking about?
I know one of the Beatles' faces.
I mean,
Every
I
time
know
see
who the
thing.
Beatles. I know
It's
what they
not
look
the
like.
Beatles, though.
It's not, but you could totally.
Okay,
like,
yeah, sure. I made the
you
mistake. That's
could-
what I'm saying.
You could tell someone that it's the Beatles, and they would
But,
be like, "Oh, yeah."
Anyway, it's because the
If they've
linguistic
never seen it
differences, so
before.
it's like a mini dictionary of their lingo.
Yeah.
So like chuffed is happy. Or like, I'm all chuffed, you know. A ciggy is a cigarette.
Oh.
That's such a cute name for
I know,
cigarettes.
it's one of my
Sounds
favorites.
so cute.
Just like,
sounding
hey,
so
wanna go out
deadly.
and have a ciggy? Yeah? Hey. Clever. They use as clever, but they also use it as healthy. And I'm not feeling too clever. Yeah. I'm
That
very
makes
clever.
sense.
Yeah. You can never tell when they're just trying to tell you that they're really smart or that they're healthy. But there's like all sorts of other ones like divvy with 2 V's is also stupid for them.
Oh,
Do one is run away.
like do space one.
Yeah. Dawdle is easy or that will do. That'll do okay. But it's just them
Donald.
smushing that'll do. That'll do okay. And you know, there's some funny gaffer, boss foreman, semi obsolete. I want to call someone obsolete. Yeah, I'll just be rice gum for a while.
Ooh.
All right. I see we're getting into politics again.
Yeah, YouTube politics.
Rice gum is bad for your teeth.
I can't believe PewDiePie was voted into Oval Office of YouTube.
He's the president.
I tried to come up with a joke because it said Oval Office. So I wanted to do like a. I can't think of a joke, but there's a joke somewhere. I don't know.
Alright. If anyone finds it, let us know.
The YouTube stuff.
If you guys think you're funny, put a comment down in the comment section, and I'll delete it.
He will.
Just disable comments on this one. Everyone leave a comment down below.
Guys, leave a comment down below about why dogs are better than cats. Significantly.
Excuse you.
Oh, I'm telling them to.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe that. I just
Okay.
want them to argue.
That's fine.
In the comments.
Hey guys, here's a little
Okay.
fun one. Comment down below about what you think of the Iraqi soldiers.
Hey guys, here's a fun little exercise. Comment down below how much of a crap Josue gives in this episode.
DC or Marvel? Everywhere. In the comments, not us.
No, let's
Yeah,
talk
we
about
won't
it.
In the
mention any of
comments.
this.
Yeah.
Let's
no.
talk about this.
We're not getting into that.
Sandals or loafers?
Yeah, sandals or loafers. Milo.
Wait, what? You expect me to express an opinion
Yes!
on this podcast?
Oh no.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Dude, you're an ass. Loafers? I don't like sandals.
Why would you say something? So controversial.
I know. It's
yet
you know
so
what?
brave.
What's the difference
Like
between what are loafers?
So loafers. I have loafers.
It's just like a piece of bread you put on.
You just take a piece of bread,
it's a
cut
slice
out a
of
hole,
bread,
stick it on your foot.
Do you remember? It's the here they are. The blacks. If any of you,
You can't just say that.
if any of you listening, why are you laughing?
You were just like the blacks.
I interrupted
Say
myself.
another word.
I interrupted myself. Hold on. If any of you listening go to our school and see me walking around in those like black slip-on sort of things, those are loafers.
The ones that everybody makes fun of you for.
I see.
People make fun of you for that?
I don't know actually. Because I'm making fun of it.
You're making fun of me.
Because I'm making fun of you.
Don't make fun of me.
I'm making fun of you.
You're hurting my feelings.
I'm making fun of you.
You're hurting?
Hey guys, everybody in the comment section down below make fun of my love.
No!
How mean.
God,
Make fun of
abuse.
Loafers.
Abuse.
And then I'll delete the comments. Cause I think it's funnier if I go and manually delete all the comments.
Yeah.
So you let people comment and then you just...
20 years from now, you'll still be manually deleting all the comments.
People will keep on trying.
Oh man, that's great.
I would have somebody like create a program that would go and do that for me.
Get the guy who broke the Odyssey jump rope thing to do that.
Yeah.
Did you see the video? There was a guy that made a program to beat that.
Yeah.
And he got like the top, and he got like really high, and it was just a flaw that caused it to break. And then he was like, I got really high. Humans can still break this record. I'm not gonna go higher. It'd be mean. So that was nice of him.
Yeah.
Sometimes Josue just looks at me,
In pure fucking disappointment.
and I wonder why I said hi to him and became friends. He disgusts me.
Don't fucking lie to them. It's
on
for the
all
money.
levels.
It was for the money, and you know it.
It's not my fault. I was gonna be like, it's not my fault. You got mad stacks.
I don't.
What?
It's fake money.
You lied to me? Did you print that money?
No.
No, it was Monopoly money.
It's
How
It was
about
Monopoly!
the difference?
Yeah, do you remember like the third time we saw each other? You grabbed all my money. You went to the bank and tried to deposit it.
It
And they
didn't work.
said, "Sir, get out."
They laughed at you.
They laughed. I fell over. They were laughing at me. I cried. I wept 1,000 tears.
That's a lot of tears.
They called the custodian to wipe it up.
Let's talk about the Armenian genocide.
No!
What happened there?
I don't want
What happened there?
a genocide.
You're not wrong.
What more do you want from me?
Why did they do it? Oh my god.
It's one of the great questions of our time.
It just happened.
Why did they do it? Armenian genocide? ShamWow? I'm sorry.
You can't compare those two.
Just believe
One is an atrocity,
I
and the other one's the
know!
Armenian genocide.
I know that's the Dude, you're gonna kill me! Oh my god!
Oh my.
Can we like issue a statement?
On the bottom of the screen, disclaimer.
I want to issue a statement at the time of recording on Twitter. That we're like that.
Tweet it out. Tweet it out.
Yeah,
right
right now.
I feel like it'd be really funny.
Tweet it out
Because then
right
I'll
now.
tweet it out, and then like people will be like, "What?" And then the video will come out like a couple weeks later.
What do you
And
want
they'll
to
be like,
say?
oh.
I don't know. What are we supposed to say about that?
I don't know.
We didn't mean it, and then quote the episode. Just the whole thing.
Oh, I'm on the wrong account.
God, man. I'm still recovering from being sick. You're gonna make me die.
I'm gonna put sorry to the Armenian genocide.
Come on, man.
And I'm just gonna post that
No, come on, man.
on our Instagram.
Come
On
on,
the
man.
Instagram.
Check out our Instagram, that podcast
Yeah.
_420.
I'm pretty sure the Instagram has more followers than the Twitter. The
probably
Twitter has
does.
3 followers.
I don't know if I'm following the Instagram.
It's got 14.
I will be.
Oh,
after
then
this.
definitely more than the Twitter.
And I get a
We have 3 people. Does no one use Twitter?
I get a pretty
I
good,
don't use
I
Twitter.
get a pretty good
Yeah, I
stream
have
of like
you. I have Nathanson.
Stuff.
You know him?
No. I might. I don't know the name.
He's a decent guy. He's a pretty good guy.
That was a good one. That was a good joke.
Sam, wow. Man.
Yeah, that's good.
Come on. I feel bad. I feel really bad. Hey, we posted a... It's okay.
It's all in good fun.
All in good fun. It's just... Oh my god.
We posted a what?
We posted a statement. We issued a statement.
We did. And it's all better now.
Yep, all patched up
Yeah.
like
The
tape.
the Armenians texted me. They
Okay.
said,
They said it's all cool.
it's cool, man.
It's
Did I-
cool beans.
Did I show you this image? I'm gonna put it up. But did I show you this image?
What is that? What is? That's me.
Oh.
You put me on.
I did not. One of my friends. I sent.
Wait, what?
I sent them the original picture.
Dude, I'm becoming more and more of a meme every
And-
day.
and
Congratulations.
Do you
They
remember,
edited
Jade,
that.
when I had that picture of me that they took during the senior portraits, and it was me wearing my shades,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, I didn't have a hat on, and I was just doing like I had my I was doing basically like this. I was doing this. Do you
Yeah.
remember that picture?
I don't know.
All right, this way you have one. Put it up on screen. There it is. Everyone wants one.
Wow.
like people that I sort of know would be passing me in the hall and be like, I want that picture. That's so funny. It's awesome. And I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, you have it in your wallet.
Oh,
He has it in
It's
his...
my protection.
I do believe I have seen that before.
Right?
Yeah.
And everyone wants it.
It's
course.
great.
It's... I know.
It's
and so...
hilarious.
I'm
It's so
thinking...
funny.
I
It's
joked
amazing.
about it with Joel before break. Joel Rodriguez. I
Yeah.
joked about it with him before break. But I kind of want to do it where I, have him take a photocopy of one of the pictures. And then he can distribute them and I'll make a small money off of it.
Cough drop is back in.
Hey, we're back, baby. Welcome to the Cough Drop Podcast.
How many people have that picture? How many people have a physical copy of that picture?
My sister, my dad, me, you, Luis, Brianna.
Barbara.
That's where
Barbara.
I'd seen it before. I'm pretty sure that Brianna was showing
Yeah,
at some point.
I don't. I gave them all out because I don't care about it as much as other people do, apparently. I don't know. I'm sure someone has traded them like cards.
Traded them. People got
I
their
got
own
a
Trade
picture of my
cards
nephew.
now.
You want to trade it for this picture of
These all got different stats.
Yeah, dude. I'm OP. I'm like Exodia. If you get all pictures of me, all the original Polaroids,
Oh my god.
you can summon Milo the Tank.
I should buy a Polaroid. Take a picture of the picture. And just keep doing
man.
it, you know.
I
Take
have
a picture.
Polaroid camera.
There we go. Take
Buy
a
me some
picture.
film.
Take the picture of the picture with with the Polaroid. Just keep doing that over and over again.
Do it like
That
that
would be
one
of
like
the picture
of that
of the
kid
picture
walking
in the
in
Polaroid, and then
posts
eventually
the
you
corner.
have one that's just like insane, and
Exactly.
like you cannot see the original.
It'll be
Exactly.
Milo the Forbidden one. An exclusive card.
That
Yeah.
sounds like an actual art piece.
Milo the
That
Forbidden.
would be.
'Cause
No,
Milo is-
like the idea, not the
yeah,
title.
It would
sure.
be in a museum.
The actual concept.
Imagine how specific you'd have to get every shot perfectly the same way,
Yeah.
or else it would kind of look cool, but it wouldn't be what you were going for.
It would be like wavy or something.
Yeah.
That would be difficult.
I mean, you just set a mark and just tape it down.
Yeah, but
Just
you have
keep
to make
doing
sure
that.
that the camera's in the same spot.
Yeah,
too.
you can.
Anyway.
There's ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot
So
of work.
We could do it. Maybe a little tweaking. A little tweaking.
you know,
Anyways, yeah. I know.
people love me, I guess.
Yep.
But no, I feel like legitimately in a couple years, I'm gonna be a meme. Like some picture of me will get out there, and someone will laugh at the chubby man. And then they'll clap their hands like a walrus and be like, more.
You know what I really
And I'll
want?
have to
Is that how
supply.
pizza created?
You know what I really
I
want?
hope so. I hope a walrus. Jeez.
Because you know what people have been doing? They've been like doing like murals. Like they've been painting like a meme or something like, on the wall. I want that for you. I want that picture. I want that on the wall. Just somewhere in the world.
It's like if I lost like a little bit on my face, that would be a fairly good picture. It's still cringy.
It'd still be funny.
Yeah, it's still
so
funny because it's not me to do that. Because it looks like I'm about to ask you if you want some like, I don't know, some 40-year-old red wine.
No, it does not.
But like,
I don't
it's actually like box wine that I poured into.
Yeah.
You know?
It
No,
looks
it's like the
like
the Glenn McKenna in How I Met Your Mother. Have you seen How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
who are you talking about? I
The
didn't
Glenn
know what
McKenna,
it's
the
called.
drink.
Oh yeah.
And then
Would you like it?
the girls break the actual like bottle during a sword fight when they're talking about how stupid it is that the guys do sword fights on occasion, and then they replace it with like ketchup, chocolate sauce, and like.
Can you define sword fight really quick?
Yeah, I don't know
Just
what kind of
to make sure we're talking about-
sword fight are we
like
talking about
actual swords.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I didn't remember.
No, they break the bottle with actual swords, like
Okay.
literal
Okay.
metal.
Oh,
swords.
you mean the thing? Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that trick where you slide the sword up and you hit the cork off.
Oh no, they straight up were having a sword fight
Oh.
with actual swords, trying to be like Princess Bride, and then they just they stab into the bottle, and it.
Man, I'm so glad you've seen Princess Bride. There's so many people that haven't.
We watched it in drama freshman year.
I know, it's just so annoying when people
I watched it in
It's.
middle
I mean,
school.
I'd seen
I
it
watched
many
it in my
times
dreams.
before
I
that.
watched
but
it.
it's
No,
so
I watched it in
No, but I've
elementary.
met tons
so
of people.
good.
Middle
that
school
I'm like,
and high school.
I make a reference and they just sort of like, in that way that you know they didn't get the reference. And I'm
yeah,
like,
that's just
have you
sad.
not seen
Do a
Princess
little reference, a little funny reference.
Don't mess with a Sicilian when death is on the line. Ugh.
It's a good one.
Fun fact, I am part Sicilian.
Wow.
My Italian half is half Sicilian, so I am a quarter
Wow.
Quarter.
Sicilian.
Wow.
The other quarter is Napoleon. It's,
Just straight up
from,
Napoleon.
Yeah, it's in Bonaparte, yeah.
Yeah.
No, from Naples, so it's Naples, Sicilian, Sicily, and then on my mom's side, it's crazy, because there's, my mom taught me a thing, I don't think this is correct, by the way. She said, because I thought I was part German for a while, right? And so I mentioned, she was talking about it when I went to visit her, and she's like, she didn't say German, she said, like, British or something.
She said Berman.
And I'm like, British? I thought
British?
we were part German. And she's like, don't you know the Germans invaded where Britain was, so they're basically German. And I'm like,
What?
if that's true, that's, you know, like,
Like
but if it isn't, you know, I was gonna do a joke.
Good job.
Yeah.
I decided against doing a joke.
Yeah.
I
I am English at some point down the line, but I also am probably German because I'm Kaiser.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but.
Also is German.
No, my sister talked with my mom about this, cause
Yeah.
cause how we're straight up pure, straight up pure. You can see it in my blue eyes
Yeah.
And blonde hair.
blonde hair and tallness. No.
And how you speak fluent German and have a thick German accent.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah, when you first met me, I couldn't speak to you.
When we first met, I tried to kill you.
Whoa.
Unrelated.
It's
Just-
because I'm short.
yeah.
You know, you can't have shorties.
Reminded me of Napoleon.
It reminded you of Napoleon. All right.
Anyways, cause I'm Mexican, but that's very
broad.
Broad.
Yeah.
I'm white.
That's also
Very broad. So I know I have a lot. There's a huge Native American part. There is.
Do you know what kind? Or?
No.
Alright.
It's it wouldn't be that hard to pinpoint. If it's because my family's from Oaxaca, that's in Mexico, and that place Oaxaca specifically was very not touched by the white men.
What does that translate to?
Oaxaca?
Yeah.
I don't know. But that part was very not touched at all by any of the Spanish. Like,
I'm gonna Google it.
it was very, very like isolated. Because the terrain there is like really crazy. So like when they first invaded, they were like, yeah, we're just gonna leave this alone. It's kind of hard to get through. So like, you know, a lot of that inside, you know, because Oaxaca, actually, a lot of the people there don't actually speak Spanish. They speak a native language.
Mm.
They don't know Spanish. So, and my grandparents know it. I don't know what the language is called. I forget. So yeah, I know that a huge part of me is Native American. I just don't know any specifics. But it wouldn't be that hard to pinpoint. I think I have. I'm trying to think. Obviously, I have like Spanish in me.
Yeah.
It's somewhere. I don't know how much, but it's somewhere over there. Spanish.
Well, Yahoo Answers says that the name was taken from a tree that grows in the capital.
Huh.
Hmm.
What capital letter? You know, because of my hip hopping, like
Hip hop.
because of my like leaps in thought, this actually reminded me of something about this podcast in general.
Yeah.
On my trip. Oh, okay. Yeah. On my trip, I was talking with my brother, who is. I'm more comfortable sharing stuff with than my mom or my sister, but not as much as with my dad or anyone else.
Yeah.
And I share a lot of personal stuff on this podcast, like all the time.
Yeah.
Just because I'm, open. I'm talking with people I trust and stuff. But then I'm like, there are some bits in here that I think my brother would really like, but there are also some things that my family wouldn't really like. So I was getting really conflicted because I'm like, oh, you should see this episode. It has really funny bits in it. And then I listen back to it because I'm like, I want to hear the funny bits again. And yes, I listen to our podcasts because I forget what the hell I said.
Fucking egotistical bastard.
Narcissistic.
Look at that
Shut
honest.
up!
Like,
It's not my fault
Look at
that
that
my
other
throat's
one.
killing me.
Wonder how much the cough counter is at.
3.
Da, 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 da. Anyway, and so I've just been like, because it was really highlighted because I was making a joke about STDs with my sister and my brother. And my sister got really angry for some reason. She's like, you can't make those jokes. I'm like, why? She's like, because you haven't done it. And I was just like,
Oh.
Wait.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right? And then
there's no logic in that. Though.
Right, exactly. And so I just went with I'm going to make fun of the situation because it still doesn't make any sense. And so I was like, oh man, I love running over pedestrians. I don't drive and I can still make that joke.
Oh.
And she's like, no, you can't, family friendly. Because I make the good Christian boy joke a bunch. Like, oh, we're good Christian boys here. Right? Every time, like, right after we curse, or just be like, hey, we're good Christian boys. You can't curse. Christian podcast, right?
Amen.
Because I make that joke so often, she's picked up that I make that joke, and she looked at me right after. She's like, "You can't do that. You're Christian boy." And it's like, I know you're trying to play it off, but it still doesn't make any sense. You're being sensitive. Anyway, I know it's a little early to end the podcast, but we gotta start wrapping it up.
What time is it? Oh, we're just a bit off.
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes.
It's about 3.
Same as a cough counter. Illuminati confirmed.
What's your favorite number?
Favorite number? 8. Actually, that's a lie. It's 42.
Oh, you know what, though? We have to do shout-outs. I prepared.
We gotta do shout-outs.
I
We
came
gotta do
prepared.
shout-outs.
We gotta do
All right.
shout-outs.
Shout out to Papa Louis. No. Shout out to... Someone else go first.
Okay. Shout out to Gino's Pizzeria. They've got the best kinds of pizza. They've got meat.
Pepperoni.
They've got cheese and bread.
And if you want
Whoa.
vegan, you
Got
gotta get
sauce?
out of here because I don't got no vegan pizza.
It's like a Gino voice. You're a really
Thank you.
Gino.
My voice kind of hurts right now, so I can't do it fantastically. But the Gino it's from a show that we watch.
I assumed that.
Yeah. I can show you a bit later.
Anyways, that's my shout.
All right.
Yeah. Shout out to my video production group. They're obnoxious as hell, but they always come through when I need them.
It's I know them. I don't know them, but
You know of them. We're in the same class.
we are.
Not like technically.
We're not technically.
Yeah.
We're in the same room.
Yeah. At the same time.
Shout out to Lil Anthony. Lil Anthony, you're funny, dude. You're funny.
How funny would it be if I just bleep out every single shout out right now? If I just bleep out.
Just sounds like we're saying really inappropriate stuff, or not.
This way I know where you live.
I know where you live.
That doesn't matter, I know where you live.
But it does.
This way I have a knife.
Okay.
No, you don't.
Not on me, but I...
Okay. Just in general.
You have a lighter. Whoa!
Whoa.
You grabbed my lighter. I have a diamond.
Whoa.
I'll stab you and then kill you with it. In that order. Don't
How's that
stop
work?
trying to use my lighter, dude.
Stupid lighter.
It's for candles, by the way. PSA.
I don't know why, but I just can't figure out how to use Miley's lighter.
I can use
This
it.
specific kind of lighter. I know how to use them. I know.
See, it helps when you put it on
I
plus.
just can't figure
And
it
read
out.
the instructions.
There we go.
Yeah, she can do
Like
it.
that.
That
I'm
power
a
will,
lighter expert. I
that
also
power.
have candles.
that power will forever be lost to you.
Again.
Don't try! Stop it! Pyromania, what have you done?
Anyways,
Oh man.
yeah.
Anyway. No, I'm in this one. Alright. Anyway.
Doesn't
matter.
Yes.
Thank you all for listening weekly, monthly, yearly, which we've done weekly so far.
We've done yearly.
Yeah, that's true.
We have done yearly! Weekly, monthly, and yearly. You can find us on Twitter at @the_podcast420, on Instagram at @the_podcast_420. Listen to our stuff on YouTube and probably not SoundCloud because no one listens on
We're done
SoundCloud.
with SoundCloud.
We're thinking about let us know in the comments, the ones that Josue doesn't delete, whether you actually want us to keep the SoundCloud up or
I'll
not.
still read them. I'll just delete.
All right. Thank you everyone for listening. Have a good night. Anything else anyone want to say really quick?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a good
Yeah,
night.
the Armenian people did not deserve
All right,
it.
stop
Okay.
this.